And here we go once again, going through my Instagram, and Tyrone, like I said, mostly dudes are fat, black, overweight, unattractive, and they always have the most to say about black women. They are obsessed with hair, weave, makeup, and lashes, and I say, you know what? I have come to the conclusion that they want to wear it. They want to wear the hair, the makeup, and the lashes, and they get scared to come up with it. Black women come with a new excuse, and you kings need to come with a new excuse, because last time I checked, y'all stay in and out of jail. You don't own anything, you don't build anything, you don't create anything. You're sitting around hollering about reparations. The white man is oppressing me, the white man this, the white man that. And I said, this is the best you can do? Black males are the only race that get on social media and try to drag black women for filth. And now you have non-black people who want to join in on the fun and talk about black women like a dog. Last time I checked, Kim K, that's not all her hair. Dolly Parton, ain't nobody never seen her hair. All the things she do wear is wigs, weaves, hair pieces. The singer Cher, she wears lots of wigs, weaves, and hair pieces, even though she has long, beautiful hair. But I don't see any white men on podcasts talking about their women. Take that weave out your hair. Take them hair extensions out your hair. Stop getting tan. Stop getting lip fillers. Stop getting BB. Only black males do that to shame and degrade black women. Let's watch this for a minute.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it because can't nobody fucking whoop me. Baby, you cannot convince me that you wearing that motherfucking wig because you don't like doing your fucking hair when you do this all motherfucking day. Y'all don't even recognize that y'all playing that shit all motherfucking day, bruh. You either ball underneath that bitch or you just lazy as the fuck with your real hair.
They worry about the wrong things, but let me show you what you'll never hear a black man talk about. Let me show you something right quick. I was going through some old crates that my mother had, and I said, oh, Emerge magazine. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and I thought about it. As you can see, let me show you the bottom of my screen. October 1997. Crime pays, cashing in on black prisoners. So as you can see, when black males go to jail, the white man gets rich. A lot of these jails and a lot of these prisons are privately owned by a handful of white men, and they said, boy, we love you kings. We love to see you coming. The more go in these jails, the more money we make. They don't ever talk about that. And then so you can see here, property of the U.S. government. Look at that. Yeah, they still slaves to the white man. So this is a political magazine that came out many, many years ago. It went out of business because, you know who don't read. The kings don't read. And eventually it just went under and it just went out. So you can see here, property. That's what they are. You know, I remember when I was a kid, self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. And one of the guys said, when you're in jail, you're not a name, not a number. You never took the time to wonder about. I think that was a dude from Stetsasonic, and it was like self-destruction. One of the dopest songs ever written. Then do the Kings a bit of good. And it's funny that a lot of us come from the same neighborhoods, same schools, single parent household, or sometimes you had two parents and they was working, doing the best that they could, but you were still in the hood, still went to schools that really didn't teach you much. But guess what? Black women didn't pick up the guns, the drugs, and the crack and terrorize the neighborhood. That's what you kings did. And then the white man said, oh, you know what? We need to have mass incarceration. And when he put Tyrone away by the millions, they was like, oh, they locking up our men. That was black women out there hollering about mass incarceration. And you see how your kings appreciate you, all that hard work you done. This is what they do. They go to social media to drag you, to make you look hella stupid. Why are they always worried about hair, wigs, and makeup? Like I said, he got them little funny looking twigs sticking out the back of that hat. You ought to be worried about your own hair, bruh. A lot of black males have HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes. They have multiple kids by multiple women. Overweight, diabetes. They dropping like flies. Irv Gotti, Kevin Samuels, and a bunch of others I can't think of off the top of my head. But they too busy worried about hair, weave, makeup, and lashes because y'all want to wear it. Look at this. Cage cargo. Can you see this guy? Yeah. That's what black males are. Cage cargo. You see him sitting there in that box handcuffed? Said African Americans are risk for the fast growing prison industry money meal. And that's mostly black males. It's unfortunate you have black women being locked up now because they associate themselves with Tyrone and they get into really dumb demonic activities, and then you get locked up trying to be his ride or die. taking the charge of his drugs. I've seen that a couple of times too. I've known a couple of black girls who went to jail because Tyrone got caught. He handed to her and said, hey, when you take the charge, they're gonna go easy on you. They're gonna give you probation. Boom, 5 years. 5 years. Yeah. See, they don't want to talk about that. And let me go to this here. Look at this. This is 1997. I don't know what the stats are now. I will have to look that up. Private adult prison companies in the U.S. Look at that. Can you see here? That's a lot. They have 10 of them. Let me go back a little bit so you can see all 10. Can you see this list? Private adult prison companies in the U.S. That's just 10 that they name. I'm sure they have more that now. 10. I mean, they are getting paid big money off of Tyrone going to these jails. And look at there. This is what I ought to be worried about. Data shows affluent black kids are more likely to be incarcerated than poor white kids. You see that? They locking up black kids left and right on petty charges, and Brad's and them kids get probation. They're not going to jail. The important things they'll never want to talk about. But why don't they talk about this? Mass incarceration. So, these kings get locked up more than any other race. But hair weave makeup is the problem. And we're not going to even talk about this. Why do so many of these kings have HIV? And it's unfortunate black women are coming down with HIV, STDs, and other diseases because you know why? A lot of these dudes, either he laying up with a man on the streets or he laying up with his homeboy in jail. He come out and lay up with you. These women, they don't get these dudes tested. And he not going to tell you what he was doing. Black men in the U.S. face a disproportionately high risk of HIV infection compared to other racial groups. Black men who have sex with men, MSN, being particularly vulnerable. And I have been wondering for years, why do so many black women come down with these STIs? Well, this is what the kings are doing behind your back, but they're not going to mention that. So you got a lot of things that the black man will never ever talk about. They're never going to mention, but he more worried about wigs, weaves, lashes. Take that wig off, you bald-headed up under. They all, even when I was a little girl, they would hound and harass little black girls, especially if they were dark-skinned and had short hair, they wouldn't grow. Oh my God. They would tease those girls to no end. And then it's crazy. The same black kings that talk about you like a dog, they turn around and say, you ought to love yourself. You ought to love yourself. So, dudes who look like this, I know this. Dark, unattractive, overweight, broke, poor, don't have nothing on, own nothing on, control nothing. Always running their mouths. So like I said in my last video, next time when you go to the grocery store, I don't care if it's Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Gelson's, Ralph's, Albertsons, Kroger's, Pavilions, whatever grocery store you have in your state, ask yourself, who owns these stores? Because when you drive through the hood, let's say Compton, Inglewood, Watts, wherever, Leimert Park, you don't see black males owning much there. Non-black men own damn near everything we have to go to. Why don't you own something? Why don't you control something? They don't even respect you in politics, bruh. They don't even respect you political-wise. You don't have any power. Here, Africa, Caribbean, non-black men are running the show. They have their foot on your neck and up your behind, and only you could talk about is hair, weave, makeup, and lashes. Yeah. And this is why when they get unalive, when they get blasted on, or they get taken out like George Floyd, I don't feel sorry for them. I say that's one less to bother me. Just let that sink in. It's pretty black magic in the mouth. Next!